Hey guys, welcome back to Booze Reviews in Black and White. I'm D'Amico. This dude over here is Bane. We are doing another Cold Spring Brewery beer. This is the John Henry Colonial Cream and Brown Ale. 50-50 cream ale and brown ale aged on what spirals?
So they're doing Brandy spirals here. So what they're doing is they're blending these two. They're brewing the beers, blending them together, and then throwing in the spirals. That's really all I know, other than the alcohol percentage is 9.3%. Another big, heavy beer from them. Yeah.
Let's see. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a brandy barrel aged or spirals, whatever, brandy barrel aged beer before. Brandy, if you don't know, you know, like cognac, Armagnac, Calvados, those are all under the umbrella of brandy, which is made from distilled fruit. So grapes, apples, pears, whatever, what have you. You don't see a lot of that being barrel aged with, you know. In fact, most brandy producers will buy ex-bourbon barrel cases or casks and age their brandies in old bourbon barrels. So to have a beer aged or, you know, oak aged or whatever in brandy barrels is completely new to me. Have you ever seen one?
No, but I mean, this is the whole thing with these extreme beers. This microbrew market has just opened up an avenue to do crazy things not thought of before by the mainstream breweries.
I agree.
And I love it. I love
Me
it.
too.
Yeah.
More for us.
Yeah, right.
All I smell is barley and alcohol, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. What are you getting?
This nose, you're right. It's not bringing much to the table. As far as like the smell of oak or something coming through, I'm not really getting any of that. It's very interesting. I would expect something like this to bring about maybe fruitier scents. You know, something like grapes, something like that. It's just not coming through.
Yeah, I mean, I have a huge nose, and I don't smell anything, but just in essence, I mean, just that. It's like if you live near a brewery or ever toured a brewery, you get the mash, you know, the malty smell. That's all I'm getting out of this, seriously. And it's not even strong. I might even be making that part up. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's something to what you're saying there, because I'm getting almost like a sour beer. If you smelled a sour beer and you dialed it back a notch, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting that little
a little tingle,
little tang, a little sour, but it's so faint. But you know, maybe this beer's got a lot more palate.
Yeah, you know, now that you bring that up, it kind of harkens me back to a little bit of what we were getting from the Surly Pentagram, which is wine barrel aged sour beer. That was massive nose. Watch that video if you guys haven't seen it yet. Especially if you are getting into the sour beers, check that out. But yeah, I get just a hint of that nose tingling, sour, citrusy thing going on. But again, very, very faint. I'm shocked by this.
Well, let's try the palate out. All right. So on the palate, again, the nose really wasn't banging. The palate really kind of follows suit. There's not, you know, an extravagant amount of different flavors coming through. But what I will give this beer in spades is the creaminess. The cream ale, it's relaxing, it's calming. almost frothy, I guess, in a way. I'm not getting really anything other than that at first. There's not a lot of layers, but it's smooth as can be all the way through. And again, I want to point out, for 9.3% alcohol, I'm not getting any alcohol on the palate.
I agree. Yeah, it's very creamy. I don't think it's as heavy viscosity-wise as the last one that we did. This was more 1%-ish milk. Back to the milk reference again. There's a little flavor to it, but I mean, you can tell it's a cream ale. I think it dilutes the brown ale more. I'm used to getting a little more, not quite bitter, but yeah, just a little bit of bitter toasted malt out of a brown ale, nuttiness. You get a little bit of that, but I mean, you can tell it's almost, you can see through it. I'm so sorry if you guys can't see it on camera, but I mean, you can see through it. It's almost like it's watered down without the watered down flavor. I mean, I love brown ales. I love the darker style beers as well. I'm just missing out on that nuttiness that I was expecting. And you look at the color, oh nice, this is going to be great. And I think it kind of falls short. It's a good beer, but I think with a lot, especially these craft beers that are being aged on wood, there's a huge segment that I think is being missed with pairing these with food. And I'm only going to throw out one food that I would pair this with. Bacon.
Of course.
Bacon.
Of course.
Well, think of the saltiness, the fattiness of the bacon
right.
would pair perfect with this beer.
And those are the kind of the characteristics that are missing out a little bit on this beer. The more I taste it, the more I'm getting a little bit of toffee. I'm getting like an unsalted peanut almost. It's not like a stale peanut, but it's just, unsalted. The beer has got some good qualities. And again, to go back to the reference that this 3-pack here, right here, I'm not sure if you can see that, this was $16.
$16.
I mean, that's a great deal to me.
For 3 wine bottle size beers. So,
right.
Yeah, that's...
So, I don't want to sound like I'm selling the product, but there's a little bit of flaw here. I mean, it's not as expressive as I would like, but for the price, hell, I paid more for things that have disappointed me more. So, right?
Well, 3 bottles of this cost as much as we paid for, actually less than the Surly Pentagram. One bottle,
sure.
So.
Well, that didn't disappoint, though.
It didn't. It did not. I agree. Not that this is disappointing. I think it needs to be paired with a meal, a nice sandwich, a burger, something with some saltiness and a little bit of fat.
Yeah.
I think this beer will go a long way with a lot of you guys. So, rating it.
I'm a little sad to say, I think I'm going to go in the 7s here. Let's go 7.8.
I got 6.8.
Okay. Not too bad.
No.
Well, again, John Henry out of Cold Springs Brewery. That's in Cold Spring, Minnesota. And they're bringing to you the Colonial Cream and Brown Ale. And if we didn't say it before, it's 50-50. So you got 2 different kinds of beers kind of battling it out there. Check them out if you can get them. Otherwise, sorry. Nothing you can do about it.
Go online. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. And subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. All the other good stuff. And as always, peace.